Hi everybody, this is Carrie Mubarak at wooingnature.life. I hope you are well, and this is the new moon view for my water signs for October 2019. So this is all about the new moon, what's happening during the new moon, and specifically what you may need to focus on during that time. So we'll do an intuitive message about what's happening for you, something for you to focus on and to think about during that season. But before we jump into that, we're just going to talk a little bit about what the new moon is versus the full moon and that kind of thing for those of you who are still in the learning process of getting connected to your lunar cycle. So during the full moon, astrologically, the moon and the sun sit opposite each other. So they're facing each other, they're in an opposition. And so it's the time when the moon is fully reflecting the sun, and then as the moon tides change, it's really just a reflection of how the sun and the moon are interacting. Now during the new moon is when the sun and the moon are walking side by side. So they're not opposing each other. They're not looking in the mirror. They're actually walking hand in hand. So the new moon is a great time for you to kind of pull yourself in and to really get in touch with both your masculine and feminine in synchronicity. So they're operating in synchronicity, not operating as polar opposites of each other. So you can kind of get an idea of why that would be good. It's a great time for self-reflection. It's also what we call the dark moon, and the dark moon is when you go into the dark. It's a good time for creativity, so lots of creative efforts can be started during that time. But it's also a way to get in touch with those balancing those forces within you. So it's just something for you to talk about or think about, and it's something that you can consider when you are making your plans for the new moon, or when you're making your plans for the full moon and what you want to focus on. So what we're doing today is we're looking at the new moon view for water signs. Again, if you are a Cancer, if you are a Scorpio or a Pisces, this message is for you. And I will be reading from the Mystical Shaman's Oracle by Baron Reed, Violdo, and also Lobos, with the art and design by Jenna Della Natalia. I think I ruined that in another video, but please forgive me. So I will be doing a medicine wheel spread. Medicine wheel spreads are directly connected to Native American teachings and constructs for healing and for teaching and for balance. And so I will be doing a medicine wheel spread for my water signs, and then we'll just take a look at you from a 360-degree view and just give you some focus for the new moon. Okay, so just going to take a couple more shuffles and then we'll be on our way. All right, water signs, let's see what's happening in your world for the new moon. So right off the bat, got smoky mirror. You all are not the only ones. I keep getting smoky mirror, but in different places for the different elements. So I'm going to say right off the bat, smoky mirror is about being able to see through the illusions, being able to see past the fog, getting out of the fog, but more specifically not being caught up in illusions for me. We've got taming the wind, same as the air signs. The crow, great totem. The journey. And then finally, the child. So that's really an interesting conglomeration. So as I said, we started with the smoky mirror. Smoky mirror is being able to see through the fog, and really it's about seeing yourself. It's about seeing yourself very clearly, not through a masquerade, not through masking, not through pretending, not through trying to put up a front. And it's also about not allowing the illusions that take place in the world to cloud you and to cloud your vision of yourself, because your vision is much greater than that, actually. It's a time for self-reflection, so this new moon would be a really good time to do some self-reflecting. And again, it's not about looking outside of yourself, because when you look outside of yourself, you're going to get trapped up in that illusion. It's about looking in. It's about meditation. It's about calming yourself. It's about decreasing some of those extra thought processes so that you can really get in tune and see clearly. That's the whole point. Taming the wind, to me, the wind is about air, and air is about what is about the mind. It's the mental plane. So if we look at earth, air, fire, and water, earth represents the physical, water represents the emotional and the intuitive or the feeling place, and then the air represents the mind, the place of the mind. So it's some mental things going on. We got double fives here. Double fives means that it's time to really pay attention to the changes that are taking place within you, and then go ahead and make those shifts. It's time to make the shift. But in order to make the shift, you got to kind of come out of your head a little bit. That goes back to that meditation and that prayer. It's about reeling it in. It's not saying that thoughts 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 aren't good. They are positive. Being intelligent. Recognizing what you know, and honoring that is very important. But sometimes we have to kind of reel our mind in, and I think the best way to do that is through meditation and prayer, and just stilling your mind from time to time. Our minds are very active and very busy in this technological time. Our brains are constantly being bombarded with information. We're taking that in whether we think we're taking it in or not. So it's time to just kind of pull that in and get some focus. We've got the crow here. The crow is a totem for the law and the law keepers. They're also animals that are able to see through both sides of the atmosphere. It's like they can go through the veil. The veil is that which separates the physical from the spiritual. And because you all are water signs, you're very much in tune with the spiritual. You're very much in tune with there's something else other than what we see in front of our faces. That again goes back and reflects back on that mirror image, that smoking mirror. There's a veil there, and you all are able to see through that. You're able to move past that because you're feeling people and because you're water people. And so, oddly, that also connects you to the crow spirit. The crow spirits are associated with spiritual people who have knowledge of the occult, and also of spiritual things or things related to the mysteries in the mystery schools. Okay. Okay. All right. So the crow, again, is about being able to see to the other side, being able to see both sides. So it's a really powerful spiritual totem. I'm getting that you need to speak. You need to speak what it is that you know, speak what it is that you feel, that you sense. That it's a time to be more vocal about that. But again, not before you kind of pull your thoughts together and bring everything into focus. So the next is the journey. The journey for me is about vision questing. It's about knowing what the vision is, knowing what your vision is, being connected to your vision. And then after you're connected to your vision, then you can make decisions. You can make better decisions. And those decisions come from not only from the heart, but also from your intuitive space. So this crow, along with this card about the journey, to me really speaks to this phase and this timing that you're in as the new moon is coming in, and what it's asking of you. The other interesting thing is that the last card is about the child. So I feel like it's returning you to a better space, a less cynical space, a less jaded space, a space where you can really be open to what can happen. And I think that being able to get through these illusions is going to be helpful. A lot of times when we're caught up in an illusionary existence where perception is overclouding or over it's clouding over reality or truth of the self, then it's important to return to the inner child. It's important to go back to this space, because when you get back to this space, then you're actually being more intuitive. You're actually being more intuitive the closer you get to your child space, because when you think about children being born into the world, they are very close to the spirit realm. They're very close to the spirit. That's why they're sensitive. That's why they're honest. That's why they're straightforward. They don't try to sugarcoat anything. Kids say the darndest things. That's because um, they are pure. They are pure in spirit, pure in heart. Again, it's heart space, going into your heart space. I'm seeing that there. So water signs, I'm going to say for you during the new moon, the main focus is to get past the illusions, go back to the inner child and see where that takes you. But I definitely think it's an intuitive journey. It's an intuitive journey in. But it's also to get you in touch with that. And the best way to do it, of course, is to deal with the mental, to bring the mind chatter to a close, like to bring it down. Because when that happens, then you open your channel for spiritual messages, or you are more in tune with those spiritual messages there. So it seems like a return to self to me. Water signs, more than anything else, it's a return to who you really are as water signs. You all are very intuitive. You're very sensitive to what's going on around us. That's definitely needed at this time. But I feel like if some of you all have lost your way a bit, or if you have been in a situation where your inner child has been either jaded or clouded or tamped down, then this is a time to return to that. And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at the outcome. So for those of you who know about journeying, journeying meditation would be really good at this time. Also, creative visualization would be really good at this time. Or if you feel like it's time to take a vision quest or take some time off so that you can really get in touch with your inner sanctum, this would be a great time to do that. And not just during the new moon, but as the moon phases into the full. I would like take that with you if you feel like you need more time. But I'm definitely seeing this connection between the intuitive, and I'm seeing this thing about being able to speak that and to be open to speaking about what it is that you see and feel intuitively. High intuitive time. I can't say that enough, especially with the crow being present. And the inner child being present, and the smoking mirror. I'm also getting, for some reason, for you all to work with obsidian. So if you are black obsidian or blue obsidian, or just whatever you're drawn to, but to work with obsidian. Obsidian is the glass, it is the mirror. It's used for scrying and meditating with the stone, or either gazing into the stone. You may end up with some images, or some things to think about, some other things to think about or to reflect on as far as your journey is concerned. But I think that this is really a high time for that, for you water signs. Okay. I think that's it. Good luck on the journey. Don't forget to kind of do your meditation. Meditation is really, really key for you in getting in touch with that crow spirit. So do that. Take care of yourself. If you would like to find out more about what's going on with you personally, you can reach out to me. I'm at Kerri, Kerri, at wooingnature.life. As always, I hope you have a great new moon, and I hope you're having a wonderful life. Take care.